Hello everyone! Today I'm going to tell you my most anticipated books that are coming out in spring and summer. Now I'm trying to make this a quick intro and get right to the point. I will say a lot of these contemporary because I read a ton of contemporary in the spring and summer because it gets warmer, and whenever it gets warmer I just really gravitate towards contemporary, honestly. And the second thing is, this is not a complete list. I know there's tons more out there. These are just the ones that I'm really most anticipating. It's about 10 or so. I know there's so many more I really want to read, but these I just really had to narrow down because I didn't want this to be a 20-minute video. And the third thing is they're not all going to be in release date order, so they're going to be kind of all over the place. I'm just letting you know that. Without further ado, here we go. The first book is Never Never Part 2 by Colleen, Hoover, and Tarryn Fisher. I've already read the first part of it, and you can see my review right here of it. It's like a little novella series almost. Like the first book was like 100 and something pages, but it left on such a cliffhanger. I really cannot wait to read the second one. It comes out May 17th. If you don't know what it's about, it is a new adult book, but it's got romance, but it's a lot of mystery shrouded in it, which makes it amazing. It's basically about these two teens that wake up and realize they don't know who they are anymore. They remember like facts and stuff like that, but they do not remember each other or anything that happened, and they're trying to figure out why they lost their memory. The second book is The Heir. The Heir? I hope I said that right. By Kiera, which comes out May 5th. This is like a continuation onto the Selection trilogy, which if you guys don't know, I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I really loved the first book, but the last two books I was like, not so great. But this one's kind of different. A spoiler alert if you haven't read the trilogy, this takes place from America and Matson's daughter's point of view. She's like going to be the one that has to choose her husband from like the Selection kind of thing. So I'm very intrigued by it. Hopefully she will not be like her mother, but who knows? I'm equally excited for it. I want to give it a shot. So, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which also comes out May 5th. This is a new series or a book. I don't know. I don't know much about it. Ugh, sorry about that. Didn't know last year I found Sarah J. Maas and I became obsessed with her. I've read all 3 of her Throne of Glass trilogy books and I love it. And this one's kind of a new one. It's fantasy. I think it's about more werewolves and stuff like that. I apologize, I don't know. I didn't really research a lot of these because these are kind of the automatic authors. No matter what they write, I will read books. So if you like fantasy, if you like Sarah J. Maas and Throne of Glass, I'm for sure you'll like this one. Yes, I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which releases on May 26th. This is the second book in the duology of what was the first one called? Oh crap, To All the Boys I Loved Before. This, if you've read that book, it kind of leaves, not on a cliffhanger, but like you really don't feel a completion of the book almost. And so I'm really glad that Jenny Han decided to write a second one because I just didn't feel like the whole story was complete. It's about this girl named Laura Jean who has written each one of her crushes she's ever had in her life a note, like saying why she liked them and la la la. She's always tucked it away under her bed, and then one day she comes home and realizes those letters have been mailed out. Now, I like the first one. I wish there was more interaction with the boys that she sent the letters to. Hopefully we'll see that more in this book, but Jenny Han's another of those automatic buy authors, so yeah. Then we have Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry, coming out also on May 26th. This is another new series by Katie McGarry. I love Katie McGarry. She has written like the companion contemporary series with Pushing the Limits. I've read all of them except for the newest one with Noah and Echo. I need to read that. But I don't know what this is about. I do know the cover is about this guy on a motorcycle, so we can only assume it's about a bad boy and probably a good girl, which usually equals a good book for me, honestly. And Katie McGarry really writes some good books. Granted, I did like her Pushing Limit series. Didn't really like Dare You To. Loved Crash Into You. Somewhat liked Take On Me. So it's kind of like a iffy with her, but I have high hopes for this one. The next book I'm really, really excited for is The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick, which is on August 18th. Like I said, all over the place with these dates. If you guys don't already know, I love Huntley Fitzpatrick books. She's written 2 of them. My Left Next Door, ultimate favorite. Then What I Thought Was True. She writes really good, summery, feel-good, beachy books, and I love those. I have no clue what this is about. I can only see it's about a guy and a girl and love. Safe to say, but safe to say I will read the mess out of this for sure. It's Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins, which comes out on April 7th. This is the second book in the Rebel Belle series. If you guys didn't read Rebel Belle last year, it is about a girl named Harper who becomes like a paladin, not by choice, and she pretty much has to take safe keepsake, this one boy that she's like the ultimate nemesis with named David, I believe, and it's just really, really funny. I'd say if you like satire, if you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because it's kind of got that feel to it, you would love Rebel Belle because it's just so funny, but it's still got a lot of action in it, so perfect. I can't wait for this one. And the covers for these series are just so comical, but pretty and cool. I love them. Left Behind by Jessica Verday, which comes out August 4th. I actually mentioned this in my March book haul, and Tangled Teen sent me a copy of it, and I like the plot so much that I'm including on this. It's about this guy that he impregnates this girl who had cancer, and she had to stop her chemo treatments because she was pregnant, and she passed away. So what happens is I guess she has the baby, which is a girl, and he's raising the baby alone, and he's feeling all this remorse for if he hadn't gotten her pregnant, she would still be here, but then he feels so much love for his daughter. It's just a really interesting plot, and that's why I put it on here, because it's just, I haven't really read any books like that, but it's just so intriguing. Next book is Tracked by Jenny Martin, which comes out May 5th. This is kind of like it's hard to explain, like, it's like a Tron meets Fast and the Furious. It looks the cover looks very futuristic. It just is, that's what I would pair it with if I could put it with something. Tron meets Fast and Furious. It looks interesting, and yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to be about. This book should come as no surprise to anybody, and that is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen, which comes out May 5th. I love Sarah Dessen. I've read every single one of her books. I even started a Sarah Dessen book club a couple years ago on this channel, which I had to quit because of, you know, time restraints, I got pregnant, all that kind of stuff, but maybe I'll pick it back up again. Sarah Dessen is my quintessential favorite, pretty much, contemporary author. She just writes these light, but there's always like a lesson in them with romance kind of stuff. Like, one book's about a girl that realizes that her family, she learns to love her family. One book's about a girl that has to learn how to speak the truth, even though it's not the easiest thing to do. It's just lessons after lesson. And I'll be honest, I really don't know what this is about. Very rarely do I read what Sarah Dessen books are about, because she is an automatic buy author for sure. I just know that if you like contemporary, if you like summary books, she usually writes books that are like in the summary, takes place like in a beach town, usually, not all the time. You'll like this one. That's all I'm gonna say. Another book I don't know about, because it's just automatic buy author for me, is The Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Auchler, which comes out June 2nd. I love Sarah Auchler. Have I read every one of her books? I've read majority of them. My favorite one of hers is Bittersweet, but yeah, this one looks like a light contemporary, so why not? Crying Out Loud by Cody Keplinger. I love Cody Keplinger. You guys know that she actually just had one of her books made into a movie, The Duff, which I less than love. That video might be out already or will be coming out soon on my channel, so look out for that, my movie review. But this book is actually, it's called like LOL, get it? Lying Out Loud, like the Duff, designate ugly fat friend, lying out loud. Apparently this book takes place from the point of view of somebody in the Duff. I can't remember, it's been so long since I read it, but it takes place from one of the side characters' point of view, I want to say, so it's like almost a continuation of the Duff, but not really. It's just got a lot of the same characters, so maybe Bianca and Wes will pop up. I would love that, because they did that in Midsummer's Nightmare. So yeah, I love Cody Keplinger. She writes a lot of really good, sarcastic, witty books, so I love that. Last book on this list is Finding Audrey by none other than Sophie Kinsella. Sophie Kinsella is probably my favorite adult contemporary author. You guys know that. I've read almost every one of her books. There's like one I haven't read. But this book is going to be contemporary light or something. I do know, I think I read it very briefly. I apologize for not knowing what the majority of these books are about, because I decided to film this video last night, so I had to quickly write down the books and just go by that. So I apologize for not doing much research. I don't have time to do a lot of research as I once did. Anyway, I don't know if this is going to be a contemporary or not. I think it is, but I think it's going to be kind of maybe. All the links to the Goodreads description for all these books below if you want to check them out. But Sophie Kinsella, if she's writing a young adult book, I'm for sure going to read that, like, for sure. Okay, those are my most anticipated books for the spring/summer. Like I said, I know there's a ton more. These are just the ones I listed because, yeah. And if you have any books you are looking forward to reading this spring and summer, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from them. And give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this, because why not? Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. How interesting is that? Like, I totally get the cover now. It's like a Ken doll on like a army guy or something. Interesting. I've heard amazing things